I was an atheist at one point. So I just want everybody to know that I'm not coming from, the cradle to this video just believing what I've been force-fed. I've literally been an atheist. And I came back to the original place of God and Jesus Christ. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be running through a viewer's comment that they left after watching my video. And I just want to kind of tear it apart and give my 2 cents on what they said, because obviously I don't agree with what's being said here. So let's get going with this. I'm not going to out the person who did this, but this is an actual comment. And they start off by saying, religion across cultures and centuries never been a path to the divine. It is a system of control. I don't believe that morality is a system of control. Of course, religion could be seen as a construct created by men to control other men. But at the heart of what this channel's all about, it's about morality, good versus evil, and the specific innate nature that we all must live by. The myths of gods and sacred laws are designed to enslave and manage the human mind, shaping obedience and submission. By instilling fear of punishment and promise of reward, religion created a framework where the masses labored while a privileged few enjoyed power and abundance. So a couple things here. The first thing is instilling fear of punishment and promise of reward. I mean, isn't that just a pedantic way of stating the obvious? Again, I believe morality, good versus evil. I believe if you do good, then good things come from that. And if you do bad, bad things come from doing bad. So they're opposites, and each one of those decisions, each one of those choices will engender a specific outcome. I don't believe that that's man's, creation. I don't believe that's of man's conception. I believe that these rules and laws of morality, good versus evil, come from God, and blaming that on man just to kind of put religion in a box, it doesn't work. There's a separation here. The other thing that was said is the masses labored while the privileged few enjoyed power and abundance. And of course, so now this brings an interesting point, because of course the masses labored and the few enjoyed the power. The same is happening today, right? You've got 7-8 billion people on the planet, and all of the policy and the direction of everything is ultimately decided by a select few. There's probably a few hundred people on the planet today that are actually running the show. And if you're not aware of those people, if you walk around thinking that this planet just runs on chance, then you're absolutely not awake to what's going on. But that has nothing to do with this conversation. That's just obvious. Of course, the few run the many. I mean, the Bible itself says that this is Satan's world. This is, his playground. So of course, his minions are running the show. It makes perfect sense. So let's continue. In every tradition, we can trace the recurring theme of divine privilege granted to rulers, priests, or elites who claim a direct mandate from heaven to justify their dominance. Meanwhile, the common people were promised blessings in a mythical afterlife, provided they remained compliant and loyal to the divinely privileged. I feel like there's a disconnect here. The people who run the planet aren't holding us to some divine morality. The people that run the planet could care less. The people that run everything want you tracked, traced, chipped, jabbed, the whole 9 yards. They're the dark side. They don't give a crap what you believe in. Just let them do what they want to you. So I kind of don't agree with that statement. Those who questioned or resisted were branded as sinners, heretics, or rebels, destined for eternal suffering. Okay, now this is where man's mythical ideas kind of mix with the biblical ideas, but it comes up short. So it's okay to question things, but once you are met with the proper answers, you should then probably accept the situation. Again, being a good person and following the rules is the best way to go. I don't know anybody who would disagree. If you want to go against that, then you do risk eternal suffering. But here's the thing about eternal suffering. The idea of hell and fire and burning and torture, I don't believe, and I believe this from my study of the Bible, I don't believe that it's literally what Hollywood wants you to think it is. I believe the eternal suffering that we all speak of is just an eternity without the presence of God. So all of the people who choose to do things their way, go their own way, and break the rules of morality that God has set forward, the most logical and reasonable of all things, they will live eternity without God. That is the eternal suffering. It's not about... See, man has been inspired by the devil, and there's been a lot of manipulation of the Bible and deception of its meaning. And God is not like... He's not a control freak in the sense that he's not just going to create people and then force them to do this or then get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do what I say or I'm going to burn you alive. It really isn't like that. The whole point of being here is to decide, is to experience everything on a different level of existence outside of the spiritual realm, where we can kind of hash out who we are and how we behave and what we believe in, will dictate what happens to us in the end. But again, I believe the eternal suffering is an eternity without God. It's not just a God that's just angry all the time and wants to hurt people. I really don't think that's the case. Because people just don't understand the true meaning behind it. And that speaks volumes to me, and I think it should speak volumes to most. Consider all the options, learn as much as you can, and make real informed decisions, not decisions based on deception and manipulation of ideas. So, with that said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.